Hello learners, we are going to proceed on a topic in business studies. Remember, I am a peer forward from Herend House. I'll be taking you for business studies, A-level, advanced level. Okay, we are saying it is in the interest of an organization that you utilize human resources at its maximum, at its fullest. Now, it is commonly reported that workers are on go-slow, workers are on strike, workers did not report for work. We are hearing even in newspapers that workers are turning over, what we call labor turnover. Absenteeism and lateness is rampant. Accidents are still also being reported. Now, to answer that, this lesson is going to help those in business, is going to help even learners how to articulate on those actions that are being portrayed by workers. Hence, we are going to look at the most interesting topic, which is motivation. By the end of the lesson, we are expecting learners, or your syllabus at A level demands you to 1. Define motivation. 2. You are being expected to look at different ways of motivation, how we can motivate our subordinates or employees. Also, you are supposed to assess the importance of motivation and apply the theories of motivation, the different theories of motivation. As a takeoff point, we are going to define motivation. What is motivation? Motivation refers to a set of processes that arouse, direct, and maintain behavior towards attaining goals. And particularly, in our lesson, we are referring to organizational goals. It refers to the commitment to do something, that drive to do something. Motivation deals with how behavior is energized, how behavior is directed, and how it is sustained. Now, let's look at the ways of motivating people. How best can we motivate our employees? First, we do have what we call financial or extrinsic motivation. The word extrinsic means separate. It means this type of motivation is not derived from the job itself. It's separate. It has nothing to do with the job. So what is extrinsic motivation? Extrinsic motivation is the motivation derived from money-related rewards, such as pay and bonus. So we are saying it is not connected to the job. That's why we are saying money and other related aspects. It is anything that can be converted into cash. We are saying anything that can be easily converted into cash. That's what we call extrinsic motivation. As well, we have what we call intrinsic or non-financial motivation. Obviously, it is the opposite of extrinsic motivation. From the word intrinsic, it means it is connected with the job. It is motivation connected with the job. So what is non-financial motivation? These are rewards which cannot be easily converted into cash. They cannot be easily converted into cash. It is motivation derived from rewards which are not money related, such as job enrichment. We also talk of job enlargement, personal development. When we are saying job enrichment, we are saying probably we are promoting you. We are moving you from being a supervisor. You are now the company manager probably. When we are talking of job enlargement, we are saying no, we don't want you to be just a teacher in mathematics or in business studies. We also want you to learn other aspects of teaching. And these aspects may include economics. We say you should also teach economics. You should also teach accounting. So we are saying that's job enlargement. Then personal development, we are then referring to you maybe being taken for studies to external institutions. We allow you to go and pursue a certain degree program as part of our rewards. Okay, so these are some of the ways of motivation. Okay, let's look at the importance of motivation. Why motivation? Why do we need to motivate our staff? Why do we need to motivate our employees? First, motivation improves workers' commitment at work, thereby increasing productivity. We are saying workers are committed to work at our institution. They know what is expected of them. They have the drive to work for the institution. They want to represent their own institution. Thereby, we are increasing productivity. As well, motivation enables the firm to reduce labor turnover. Those who are saying, no, we no longer want to work, are reduced. I think you know of these issues to do with the labor turnover. We are having maybe teachers leaving the industry, opting for other aspects maybe of life. They are saying, I now want to be a vendor because it's not paying probably from their own perspective. So what can we do as a nation? What can we do as an institution to reduce labor turnover? Let's motivate the workers. Okay? As well, we can minimize the job actions. It is a common phenomenon that teachers are always on strike, especially in our own Zimbabwe. What can be done to reduce that? To reduce that, maybe we need to motivate them. Like what we are saying, motivation is then necessary to minimize job actions, be it at national level, be it at organizational level. As well, motivation is necessary so that we improve relationships between superiors and subordinates at work. We want to improve that relationship. They need to know that they can talk to the top management. They are involved in decision making. Yes, we are motivating them. As well, motivation reduces mistakes, accidents, and resource wastage. You know, sometimes mistakes at work may be deliberate. Workers may just think to make some mistakes simply because they are not happy, they are dissatisfied. So they want to maybe show to the management that we are not happy, we want more money. So they make unnecessary mistakes. As well, the issue to do with accidents. If you are talking with someone who is not happy, that person is prone to accident. That person will be thinking about poverty at home, is thinking about challenges surrounding whatever to do with him. So accidents are likely to happen. And that person is going to be negligent. And as well, issues to do with the resource wastage, they will be saying, no, let's waste the resources because they are not appreciating our effort. Okay, in the next segment, we are going to proceed. As for now, we may have a break. Welcome back, learners. We are proceeding on motivation. Remember the first segment, we defined motivation. We also discussed ways of motivating our staff or subordinates. We also discussed the importance of motivation. Now we are going to look at the different theories that have been put across on motivation. And obviously, the first port of call would be the scientific theory or the early views on motivation. These are the guys who first contributed on this topic of motivation. And for now, we are going to look at Frederick Taylor's theory or the well-known scientific theory. We call this the scientific theory for some reason. One, this was an experiment that was done. So because it was an experiment, we call that it's a scientific what? A scientific theory, remembering that for every experiment there are results. So he made an experiment, made some results and observations from that experiment. So from Frederick Taylor's experiment, he considered motivation as it relates to individuals at work, the organization itself, and interrelationships in the organization. He made an experiment at the organization. So he seems to be very accurate because his results were hands-on. He had the experiment, okay? Next, he viewed workers as generally needing tight control to ensure that they deliver. He was saying workers need tight control, tight monitoring. They don't want to work. So it means that view goes hand in hand with the McGregor's theory X, whereby McGregor was saying workers don't want to work, they just want money. That's why they come for work. He considered them as lacking ambitions and unwilling to take responsibilities. He said workers, they don't want that. They just think about their homes, they think about their problems at home rather than working for the institution. Mr. Taylor also views that a man is an economic man. And when we say a man is an economic man, we are saying he is only concerned with maximizing his economic gain. He wants those benefits which are self-centered, which means Mr. Taylor was saying a man is egocentric. He only thinks about him and him only. He thought that workers are motivated by money. And if given more money, they will increase productivity. That was his analysis. Mr. Taylor also purported that workers need clear instructions about their work. Otherwise, they don't want to work. They want instructions, which means Mr. Frederick Taylor's view may suit the autocratic style of leadership, which assumes that the leader knows everything. The leader is everything. The leader will give instructions about everything that is done at work. Let's look at the relevance of Mr. Taylor's theory in business. And obvious, in examination, they may ask you as an advanced level student to look at the relevance of Taylor's theory. The relevance of Taylor's theory. One, he advocated for division of labor. Thus specialization, which in turn increased productivity. When we are saying he advocated for division of labor, remember division of labor results in what we call specialization. And when someone is doing the same thing now and again, the obvious result is that that person is going to be more experienced. That person is going to be versatile. That person is going to be a guru in that area. It therefore means mistakes are going to be reduced. It therefore means productivity is going to increase and production is going to be done at a faster rate. Specialization leads to mass production. Someone is doing what he or she knows the best. So the result is obvious. That person is going to increase productivity at a mass level. As well, Mr. Taylor's theory is relevant as this theory promotes fairness on remuneration as it supports the piece rate pay system or pay structure as workers earn as they work. The piece rate system is a pay structure which advocates that a worker should be given a remuneration commensurate or proportional to his effort or to her effort on work. If you work more, it means you are going to earn more. If you work less, it means you are going to also earn less. So that was his view. Taylor also said his theory leads to improvement of the working conditions. Remember, we are saying, he said we need to improve the working conditions so that the worker continue working. The piece rate pay system motivates workers to work hard. They will work hard knowing that if they work hard, they will get more income. However, despite the contributions of Mr. Taylor's theory, one should not give a blind eye to the shortfalls, the shortcomings of his theory. The theory is subject to attack. Others said his theory did not appreciate the fact that not everyone is motivated by money. Other people may not even be motivated by money, or may think to work now knowing that later they will be promoted, so they may tend to work now, waiting for the future benefits. So that theory looked down upon that fact that someone may not be motivated by money only. As well, Mr. Taylor's theory ignored the existence of groups, since a man is also a social man. A man needs what we call a sense of belonging. He needs to know that he belongs at this institution, or she belongs at this institution. Being threatened that any day you are going to leave this institution won't serve the success of the institution. The worker needs to know that. Okay, also, the piece rate pay system is not suitable in the service industry, of which I am one servant in that industry. You cannot say someone should earn more in a service industry. Why? You cannot measure service. How can you say this teacher is performing better than the geography teacher? The BS teacher is doing better than the economics teacher. Maybe if you are saying that basing on the results, the SIMSEC results. But if you are not considering the results, to be honest, it won't be easy differentiating those in the service industry. So the piece rate system is not suitable in the service industry where work cannot be measured. We are going to proceed on another theory in the next segment. As for now, we may have a break. Welcome back, learners, in our final segment on motivation. Remember, in the previous segment, we covered Mr. Taylor's theory. It is very important that I remind you that Mr. Taylor's theory falls under what we call the scientific theory, or the early views on motivation. Our next port of call is on the content theories. The content theories, and we have examples of the content theories. We have the Maslow hierarchy of needs. We also have Mr. Hesbeck's two-factor theory. We have the McGregor's theory, X and Y. I'm going to have a bias towards Mr. Maslow Abraham's hierarchy of needs. The first content theory to be discussed in this segment. Okay, key points to note about Mr. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Mr. Maslow said, motivation is a progression of needs. Motivation is a progression of needs, ranging from most basic needs to the highest need of self-actualization. Mr. Maslow also said that people are in continuous search of motivation. Yes, they will never be satisfied. Once a need has been satisfied, they will want another need to be satisfied. Like what you always say, if you want 500 USD today, tomorrow you'll be in need of 1,500. If you are staying in Borodale Brook today, tomorrow you'll be saying, I want to stay in South Africa. So he appreciated that fact, that people are in continuous search of motivation. Mr. Maslow also said, as one fulfills one need, another assumes prominence. He also asserted that unless and until a lower need has been satisfied, higher needs also do not motivate. And once a need is satisfied, it's no longer a need. You are saying you cannot first satisfy the higher need before you satisfy the lower need. You first need to satisfy the lower need so that higher needs may be satisfied. Let me also point to the fact that on this idea, Maslow agreed with Herzberg's two-factor theory. Remember, Herzberg said that they are what we call motivators and they are what we call hygiene factors. Hygiene factors are those factors which he said will not motivate. But he said something that was very important, Herzberg then said, though those factors do not motivate because they are hygiene factors, their absence will cause an employee not to appreciate those factors called to be motivators. Okay? We are going to summarize Maslow's hierarchy of needs using a table. We do have basic needs at the bottom. Then secondly, we have what you call safety and security. Safety and security needs. Third, we have what you call social needs. Social needs. Then from there, we have what you call self-esteem. Self-esteem. Then from self-esteem at the epitome, we do have what you call self-actualization. 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 Looking at that table, you can see that at the bottom we have basic needs. We also have, secondly, safety and security needs. From safety and security needs, we have what you call social needs. Then from social needs, workers also need what we call self-esteem. Then after self-esteem, which means at the epitome or at the apex of the triangle, we do have what we call self-actualization. Okay. Let's explain that table. At the bottom, remember, there were what we call basic needs. The basic needs are sometimes referred as physiological needs. These are needs such as food, shelter, oxygen, and sexual intercourse. For your own information, you are going to realize that sexual intercourse is part of basic needs. A worker who is sexually dissatisfied may not perform at work. So you can easily, you as learners, I'm going to give you an example that you can easily see whether the teacher is sexually motivated or is not sexually motivated. Remember, sexual intercourse is part of what you call basic needs. Secondly, we have what you call safety needs. Safety or security what? Needs. These are needs which includes job security and medical aids. A worker does not need to be reminded that any day the worker is going to be fired. A worker needs to know that he or she is safe. For instance, you are working at a mine. You need gumboots. You need the helmets. So safety is very important. Then we do have what you call the social needs. And social needs refers to the sense of belonging. Paying meticulous attention to the fact that a man is also a social man. A man wants to be a part of a certain group. I support Manchester United, for example. Then there is another worker who supports Manchester United at work. Now the two of us becomes friends simply because we seem to agree in terms of some social aspects. So you need that sense of belonging. You need the sense of belonging. Maybe you need to get some counselings. We need to appreciate even the existence of informal groups at our institution. As well, we have what we call the esteem needs. And these are needs for achievement. Last but not least, at the epitome, we do have what we call needs for personal growth. I gave some examples of that. You are being given an opportunity to go for a scholarship. These are some of the examples. Maybe on self-esteem, you might need an example there. You are given a target and you achieve the target. That motivates. Okay, quickly, let's look at the impact of Maslow's theory on business. Now, Maslow's theory on business identifies and classifies that needs are essential to a worker, and firms can identify them in order in which needs can be satisfied. Last but not least, management can also look for ways to satisfy those needs. Okay, despite the positive contribution of Maslow's theory on business, we also need to look at the other side of the coin. For instance, his theory failed to acknowledge the fact that individuals may respond to several needs at the same time, not just one need at a time. Also, each worker can produce his or her own hierarchy. It's not always the case that we start with basic needs followed by safety needs and so forth. It is also blamed the theory that it is not easy to decide whether a need has been fully satisfied. Maslow's theory ignores that some workers may tolerate low pay for promise of future benefits. Last but not least, self-actualization needs are never met. Learners, thank you so much for this exciting lesson. We are going to meet in the next lessons. Thank you.
Thank you.